Hey kids, Inverted Cow here. Welcome back to Empyrion. We are in space. That's correct. I took out the Mizigo space station, hollowed this puppy out, and hogged up a whole bunch of resources. And I don't have all the stuff here that I want, but yeah. The core, I put a core back in right where the core was, just in case you're wondering how to take this station out with minimum effort whatsoever, and I mean minimum effort. Basically, with your vessel, there is an arrow. It's purple in color on the top here, or blue. The target you want to shoot is right there. It's literally at the point of the arrow where there's 5 lights together. You shoot straight down through that. And then straight down below that is your core. It's basically, if you blow out 2 blocks, even if you miss it, if you're off by 1, like I kind of come in at a bit of an angle, as you can see, and took out this block here, and I went, oh, that's good enough. You blow out 2 blocks, you literally, all you have to do is shoot the core and the base is yours. And then you don't have to fight all the turrets hidden in the walls and all that kind of crap. So that was easy. So that's how we have gotten to where we are. I have collected a good supply of resources, not nearly everything. So I will probably be making another trip or 2 to the planet and doing a lot more grinding in the next day or so before we finish this thing. But we're going to get as far as we can today. I promised you that I was going to build a capital vessel. So that is my plan today, is I'm going to build my CV. Well, I'm going to start building my CV. So I'm going to come out here to the middle. Now, I like building in space because, well, things float. New capital vessel. Now, I'm leaving the cockpit on there just so I know where the front of it is. But I'm going to take away the rest of these steel blocks on this side. Oops. And then to make it easy on myself, take those steel blocks and I'm literally going to go straight out like so, and then I'll take my cockpit off. That way I know where the front of it is, which direction is facing forward, and I can still build a protective core. Now I am on a player versus player world, so I really do not want to have a core that is exposed. I don't want a ship that is easy to destroy, that kind of thing. So I'm going to start by just simply building a standard core sphere. Probably going to do is actually go out oops, 2 blocks like so all the way around, and I'll do the same kind of thing. I'm actually using a lot of Minecraft build techniques, and I'll do the same kind of thing that I did on Minecraft, you know, for a lot of the blocks, because everything is essentially that, blocks. Cut corners and Okay, we've made a bit of a core center here. Now what I'm planning on building is actually I want to try to build a flying saucer. That's right. Straightforward, no frills, good old-fashioned flying saucer, UFO, something like that. Typical wannabe 1950s science fiction. So I'm going to kind of pick up again, and I'll build some, and then I'll edit it in, and I'll build some more, and I'll edit that in, and I'll build some more, and I'll edit that in. I'm not going to fast forward through the whole thing because that's time consuming for me, and I don't know, I'm not seeing a lot of people who really commented that they like it, so I'm kind of guessing that you don't. So I will be back. I'm going to cut for now, and I'll be back after I've got a little bit of layout stuff done, and yeah, we'll carry on from here. Don't go away, we'll be right back. Okay, it's been about half an hour or so, and I've gotten a outline laid out for a circle, basically radiating out from the center. I put 2 of the blue thrusters at the aft end so that I can keep my directions working. I'm going to continue building this up. I'm going to bring it up and start sloping it back in. Total overall block height is probably not going to be that high. In fact, it might be too big to fit into this station, but I don't think so. I went out 15 spacers on my radius, but I'm probably only going to come up about 5 or so total height. So this is going to really slope back in. The bottom's going to come down probably about 7 or so. So it might actually be more down than up. That being said, I might actually put on the symmetry plane on the y-axis and go up and down equal and do it that way. I'm still thinking about it, but that's kind of the idea of where we're going. So I'm going to do a little bit more building, and I'll be right back. Okay, we have made the majority of the saucer. This is just the rough hull shape. Of course, it's going to need a lot of angles and tweaking and love and textures and details, but we have the beginnings worked out here. Basically, the rough shape is laid out. I'm going to have to go back to Planet soon to get some materials, but what I'm going to start working on is I'm going to lay out some of the thruster locations, that sort of thing. The armor is still only 1 layer thick, so this is essentially the inner armor layer, if you will. I will need to actually take this out a little bit from where I'm building and add an extra layer of armor all around, add some detailing and whatnot. But I want to start laying out where I'm going to have rooms and areas and spaces, start placing some of the internal parts and components in, and then I'll move it out and we'll start working on some fixtures and finishes. Weapons are going to have to come on later, that sort of thing. So I will be right back after I get a little bit of the interior fixed up, at least some of what I can. So don't go away, we'll be right back. Okay, here we go. We've got a couple of fuel tanks and the warp core in, a few other things placed or laid out where they're going to go. I've put 2 hangar doors, just the smallest size one, just 5x3s. It might be too small, but I don't know. Underneath the center here, I've got a drill turret. Coming out the front, I've put in the first of 4 fixed cannons. These are the rocket launchers, I believe. Yes, these are rocket launchers. I have to actually build some more of those. And I've started laying out some of the ship interior. Oh, it's just tight to get around. I have a block in the face. I've also started laying out a bubble cockpit. However, I'm thinking I might have to do is make it just a tad bit smaller than what it is. I had it down 3 full layers, and the original plan was to go 4 layers high, but I'm thinking I might actually just make it 3 layers high, bubble cockpit. And the metal blocks here are simply just placeholders to give me a point of reference. So that's going to be taken apart and lowered down. Of course, it is just glass as well. I have to actually make hardened steel or hardened glass, but I require, you know, more glass plate, hardened steel plates and such like that. So I'm going to have to go and tear apart some more on a POI to get some more materials for that. So that's going to be some more grinding there. Thrusters, I've placed downward thrusters in. Whoops, there's a girder in the face, thank you very much. Downward thrusters in on the corners and on the top. These are just the smallest size single block thrusters. I need to make the double size thrusters for underneath for going up. And I will have to place them in the same place. Disassemble some of this junk that's in my way. So again, I'm going to have to go around here and put in double-sized thrusters all around. They're going to be similarly placed to what I have down there. I still have to lay out some of the additional ship weaponries that I do not have on me. For example, making noises. The hell, are you hungry or you're more noises and whines more often. But as you can see, I've run out of food. I have to go back to the surface to go collect some resources, so that's going to mean a couple more hours of grinding. I'm going to put a large red thruster in the back here as well. So basically when I hit forward go, my power supply is going to be completely consumed. So I will need to make sure I have a couple of large power generators in here. The sides are only going to get smaller. Probably just going to put in 3 of the smaller double-sized thrusters on the sides for lateral thrust. Mainly because you don't really use those for propulsion. This ship is going to be designed for taking off from planets. Landing and taking off on planets is basically what it's meant for. However, I do need to work on a lot more of the hull. I have to finish cleaning up those, but I need to actually get some more materials up here to continue working, including food that I require, and most of my other gear. This is just stuff that I've collected. I haven't done any internal storage layouts yet, refrigerators or the harvest boxes, and I haven't even started looking at decorations. I do need to make a crew quarters of some kind, including the bathroom and shower, which I believe are in furnishings. Yes. There's a shower that reduces radiation and body temperature and resolves against food poisoning and the quote-unquote bad trip. Decorational device. So there is some decorations that need to go in. That has to happen yet, and I've got a lot of other stuff to deal with inside the ship. However, I am desperately in need of materials, supplies, and some of the other items that I require to continue building. Including such delightful details as another refrigerator. Actually, one refrigerator should be good for me. I will need to put in some gardening plots, I think. I might put in some gardening plots in here. I'm still debating on that. I need to put in some oxygen generation systems, so I'll need an oxygen room. Of course, the back half of the ship is basically, I'm going to put a wall here somewhere, and this whole back section of the ship will be literally the engineering department. Probably going to build the wall basically where I've made these arches. Might just turn that into the forward wall for this room. That keeps all the radiation and energy storage back here, as well as most of the other things. I'll be putting the generators, they'll be going in back here, the tank for the Pentaxid. The Pentaxid tank will end up going back here. That sort of thing, just to keep everything functional. But I'm going to have to get back to the planet and go do some mining and some digging and some grinding and some more mining and some more digging, some more grinding. So I'm going to say thanks all for watching, kids. See you on the next episode, where we're going to get back at this thing and do a little bit more work. And hopefully, maybe, if we're lucky, we'll actually get it finished in the next episode or two. So thanks all for watching, and good night for now.